Hi, I'm Norman Perillo, a furniture designer maker at Perillo Design and a woodworking educator author at WoodSkills. Hi, I'd like to talk about the dichotomy between hand tool woodworking and machines, formerly machines, but we're in an environment today where there's quite a large proliferation of CNC type machines and how it's filtered down from large production type environments down to the home woodworker. The whole industry, the CNC industry, has targeted home woodworkers. The cost, the affordability of CNC has dropped considerably. Marketing's increased. The feeling is that people should embrace CNC and CNC related type woodworking as opposed to conventional, traditional woodworking. So this marketing emphasis has increased in recent years because the affordability again has dropped considerably of CNC type machines, and the marketing claims to typical woodworker, home woodworker, a non-production environment, not a commercial woodworker, feel that they need to embrace CNC and have it in their own woodworking shop or environment. I've been at woodworking for a few decades now, I'd say 30 years, and I've seen conventional woodworking or traditional woodworking in the past was hand tool oriented decades ago, several decades ago, two centuries ago, and then all of a sudden the advent of machines in the early 1900s changed that considerably. All of a sudden the machines became affordable. The home woodworker was made available to the home woodworker at a very good low cost. So they sort of embraced this, and eventually the traditional skills of hand tool woodworking disappeared in the mid 1900s to the 1990s. In the 1990s, again, a resurgence or revival of hand tool woodworking occurred. There was several hand tool woodworking schools, furniture making schools that were created in that period to teach the traditional skills. So people, as in most styles, people migrated to hand tool woodworking to move away from machines in that type of production environment or fast-paced woodworking where you are very disassociated from the actual wood itself. Your wood just simply becomes a medium, like a piece of plastic. You're just feeding it through a machine. And this was with traditional machines, like I'm referring to as our jointers, planers, and non-CNC, non-computerized machines at the time in the 1990s to early 2000s. And there was a mass movement towards hand tools. Traditional, when I label traditional woodworking, to me is hand tool oriented. So this occurred, and then of course computer technology has been evolving over the years. I have a 30-year background in IT and computers, and I've seen all sorts of advancements in the computer world. And even I, in the early 2000s, before embracing hand tool work, was fascinated with CNC. I even bought components to create my own before they were affordable and available to small woodworkers. I moved to hand tool woodworking at the time in the early 2000s. I studied at a small furniture making school, and I've since embraced hand tools in my work. You can see the hand tools behind me, and this is just a small part of my workshop. My workshop, it's 2 levels, and this is probably 1/5 of my workshop you're actually staring at now. And so I have other tools, and I found that using hand tools is what's critical with using hand tools is you need to use them very often to become comfortable, and eventually your productivity increases with hand tools. You're more likely to pick up a hand tool over using a machine. I'm talking about traditional machines. Now with the advent of CNC, and I've seen this more and more in magazines and marketing campaigns, people or woodworkers seem to think that you need to own a CNC machine in their small workshop or anything CNC related, computerized. So we're back to we've gone from machines, traditional machines, from hand tool woodworking to traditional machines back to hand tool woodworking for a large part, unless they're a commercial or production-oriented environment. And now we're once again embracing machines, but in a computerized sense. The advancements are coming fast. It's quite fascinating. I have the computer background, so I'm fascinated with the advancements, but I'm also realizing that we're losing the traditional skills at just as fast a pace as we were losing them with the introduction of conventional machines, jointer, planer, table saw, bandsaw in the mid-1900s. So we've gone full cycle now, and I have a fear that along with conventional machines and CNC related machines, we're going to quickly lose traditional skills, and because of all this marketing revolving around CNC. There are several advantages to hand tools. Massive reduction in noise over even traditional or conventional machines, and especially CNC machines. Don't forget, the CNC machine needs very efficient dust collection, and the CNC machine itself is very noisy. It's all mostly router based. Along with that, the dust collection that goes with it, and the maintenance, and learning how to code. Although they've sort of simplified the whole process of designing and transferring that to computer code for the machine to understand. We're on the road to disassociating ourselves from woodworking, and in the traditional sense, we're moving to computerized woodworking. We're moving ourselves from wood. Computerized woodworking is in my opinion, the efficient processing of a medium through a computerized production system. It could be wood, it could be any medium for that matter. So I thought I'd create this video and explain that I wouldn't say fear, but my concern about where we're headed with woodworking. And I see, although there's still a large movement towards hand tools, it's being usurped by the CNC marketers, and people are talking about CNC much more so than they were even 3 or 4 years ago, because it's all of a sudden become very affordable, and it's a cool thing to have in the workshop and everything. So it takes away from all the traditional woodworking. Now I understand CNC is a positive development for production environments, and CNC itself has been around for decades in commercial environments, woodworking environments where production is key, as opposed to making one-offs or small batches of furniture or wood objects. But in a small shop environment, I don't really understand why somebody would want that, aside from the cool factor of having a CNC or anything revolving around CNC. When all these tools behind me are available, and it's just a matter of understanding what the tool does and how to use it, how to successfully use the tool, and developing your hand tool skills over time. There's so many advantages to hand tools: less maintenance, not completely removing ourselves from anything computer related, because computers have infiltrated our lives so much. Do we really need to mix computers with woodworking? See, this is my fear. So we're losing, focusing on CNC, we're losing our hand-eye coordination. We're once again losing the traditional skills of working with hand tools, developing the skills. This is my concern. I've written several books, and this is my more recent book, and it's called Quiet Woodworking in an Unquiet World. And this is about my emphasis to convert to hand tool woodworking and all the benefits of hand tool woodworking in today's environment, computerized environment. And once again, I've had a 30-year background in computers, and one of the reasons I've embraced woodworking is because it was so unrelated to computers. And computers at the time when I began had not infiltrated and not part of woodworking. So I loved woodworking for the fact that it hasn't really evolved in several decades and maybe a century, and you're able to use a hand tool today so we're able to use tools that were developed over a century and a half ago today. And so there's no need to understand anything computer related, any software, any apps or anything when you're doing woodworking in a traditional sense. Now, if we bring computer technology into woodworking, what are we doing? We're so modernizing woodworking in the sense that there is no we're moved away from the traditional sense so much that we're at the mercy of all the developments in software for all these CNC machines that they're proliferating today. And so we're not moving away from computers by doing woodworking anymore. We're actually bringing computers into woodworking. It's a slippery slope towards advancements in computers, and eventually it's just, that CNC technology will develop further, of course, with the introduction of AI. The marketers for CNC love this because of planned obsolescence. With computer technology, it works very well for their marketing, that you have to replace whatever you've purchased today maybe in 5 years when you've gone through all the upgrades and there's nothing more to upgrade. So you need to replace the CNC, your setup, with something more modern, faster, or more reliable possibly. Why would we want to invest in something like that? Well, computers are become such a large part of our lives. Why would we want to have computers as part of woodworking also? Like I was saying earlier, one of the reasons I embraced woodworking was to move away from computers in my 30-year computer career, during my 30-year computer career, and I loved it for that reason, because it was just being able to create objects by hand with hand tools was so different from writing code or developing code or working with anything computers or using computers. And we're back to an environment where computers are going to be such a large part of woodworking that it should be of concern to everybody. So I'm not knocking CNC or anything, because I understand the benefits of CNC in production environments. And I mean, if you're creating multiples, hundreds of multiples of something, of course you need something more automated than doing it by hand. That makes sense. But for a small woodworker, I don't know if because we're removing all the advantages that we understood to work with hand tools. Less noise, much less noise, no dust, less maintenance, the development of hand-eye coordination, maintaining the woodworking tradition, which is, I find, very important, and I've oriented all my teachings and all my books towards hand tools because I understand the value of maintaining that tradition. Well, some people might, modern day younger woodworkers might scoff at that because they say, well, we need to move away from that. Why do things by hand? Why make things by hand when we can do it through a machine? It's a slippery slope. Where does it end? AI, machines, we'll rapidly lose our traditional skills once again that we began to lose in the mid-1900s. So this is why I've created this short video today to enlighten people to the perils of CNC. Although I guess I'm not against CNC, and I love technology and I love to see advancements in technology, but I feel like CNC should not occupy a small woodworking shop, is what unless you're doing production work. That's all I have to say for today, and I'll probably continue on this topic in the next weeks or so, once I can talk more about it, once I've got more arguments for and against CNC. So please subscribe to my YouTube woodworking channel, where I share more of my woodworking techniques, my woodworking philosophy, my thoughts on woodworking, and all the challenges I've experienced, and I introduce some of the new forms of woodworking I've discovered. And also visit woodskills.com, where I have a good selection of my books, both in print and digital format, on woodworking, and all my online courses, and I also offer some woodworking plans. I have maintained a regular blog on what I've got going on in my workshop and in woodworking in general. So enjoy.